Hello friends, in this video we will write a program to take input from a user, and in this video I will explain the some like there are some kind of a difficulties and the problems which confused most of the new like viewers are the person who just starting out coding and who just want to like start learning C. So taking input from the user is just a little bit different as compared to other programming languages. There are some the additional things which I will explain. So we will check the different data types like the int, float, and the character. How to take the int values or the float or the character, and we will also explore about the taking the like the array from the user, like how this is different from the other data types, how the character is different from the float and the int. And so let's just start. I have already created a folder called taking user input, which is currently empty, and we will simply create our C file and start including the main part, which is standard input IO, and we will declare our main function and we will just simply return 0. Okay. So the first variable we will define take input from the user will obviously will be an int, and we will take, I think the age is the appropriate thing here, and for that we will just printf and prompt the user enter your age, and we will add a space for that value which will entered by the user. If we don't add the space here, then the values will stick with this column. To make it more presentable, we have to add a space here, and then in the previous video we didn't need take input from the user, so this is the new function for all the viewers who are just starting out. And just like a printf, I have used a printf for the printing anything on the screen. So for this, the function for the taking the input from the user is the simple function name as scanf, and for that we have defined the int data type for the age. So obviously we need a %d, and we will close this. This one is just a little bit a tricky part here, to taking the input from the user in the C language. I can't pass directly the name variable here. The reason for this is because the scanf will never know where to store this value. I know I have already defined the age variable above here, but this for scanf it will not find the age variable. We have to pass the reference of this variable, so the scanf will knew about it. So scanf will have an idea that where to store this age, which will the user input by the user. So for that we need an ampersand, or we can say that an and. So we need to place this and this the scanf will know now that where to store this age value. Okay, so we have to pass this by a reference, and is used for the reference variable. So where is this age? You get in the it's basically a memory address. Okay, and this is the simple one for the data type. And for float we will define some kind of a balance here, and we will define a printf again, and we will write enter your account balance, and we will add a space here for the better presentation. And for scanf we will use, now we have defined the float, so we will use a %f, and again we have a float balance. So the scanf we have to pass the variable name by its reference. So scanf knew the where is the memory address, so for that we will use a balance. Now the third one is a character, and for character I think we will use grade, and we will write enter your grade A, B, C and so on. Okay, what's yeah, I'm missing this one. Okay, so scanf, and again now there is now again we have to pass the reference for the grade as well. There is one, I forgot to add this year for the balance. Okay, there is one more thing which I have to explain. I have to add a one space here before this percent %c specifier. So percent %c specifier mean I need the space here. If I didn't enter this space, this one is tricky as well. The problem here is, let me explain it more clearly. Let's say I have entered an account balance, and after entering in balance I have pressed the new line or a space or any tabs. The problem here is if there is any leftover like white spaces, new lines or the tabs in the input buffer from the previous input, just keep in mind that in the input buffer from a previous input, then %c will immediately read that white space instead of the actual character you want to input. So let's say I have pressed the enter here, and after pressing the enter, this %c specifier will get that enter and move to the next statement. Then it will not ask for your grade or anything else. It will just move to the new input statement. It will just move to the, let's say there is another printf, it will just move to the this printf now. So we have to add this space, so it will remove all the previous input from the the buffer from the previous input, and it will read this new value grade from the user. So this one is a tricky as well. You have to, and this is only for the characters, like you have defined a character or the character arrays like this, and for the float and int you don't have to do this. Now we have to take I have to show that how the arrays will work. Because when you take the input from the user, let's say I have taken the name is not a single character, we have to define an array, and we will define it at a 50 elements length of this array for the name. I have defined the character array because this will behave just little bit different than about these three, because now name is an array. So there are some there are some parts which will not easily get by the new viewers who are just starting out. So for that I would enter your name, and again scanf, and this is character, so we need the empty space again. And for that, because this is an array, we can't define a specifier here. We will do that like person, and we will we have used 50 length array, so array start from the 0. So we will tell the scanf to read 49 up to maximum of 49 characters here, and for read 49 character until user presses the enter key. Okay, so when user press the enter key, the scanf will terminate. It will not take any more input from the user. And okay, this one is the tricky one. Okay, so the name here is an array, so we don't have to pass this reference here because it's not right for the in case of an array. This is a tricky and the most confusing part in the C, because the if you define the array, then the first element of the array always, like this name 0, it decays to a pointer, only the first element. Okay, keep in mind that only the first element, not the whole array elements, only the first one. Okay, so this will act same as like this. Okay, so for the arrays you don't have to pass to the scanf to the you don't have to pass the reference value here. It will convert it, the C will guess take care of itself, and by doing this, if I enter the, we have to define a simple name here, so you don't have to type the ampersand here. The C will take care of this, and because this is an array, so this will pass as the first element by the reference, and scanf knew that this is an array. It will check this character, and if this is an array, you don't have to pass the ampersand here. So this is the confusing part only for the in case of the array. Okay. And by the way, you guys, any new people who are just starting out in the C and will obviously think, or the people who just knew about the C++, they will definitely think that why in a C, when you are using in a C in a C, using a C++, the C in is behind the scenes doing the same thing. We are just doing it for like we have to did this for the int variable here, the ampersand. But in C, scanf is not taking care of this thing. You have to define it by yourself. But C in the C++ taking care of this, and that C++ is doing the same thing. But you don't have to define the ampersand in the C++. Okay, and we will. I know the tricky part. The most tricky one is this the character array. Okay, you don't have to write the use the ampersand here with the name. Scanf will knew if this is an array, then it will pass by a reference. Only the first element will pass by a reference. Also, you guys will think that why if we are passing a first, if this one is the case here for the this thing is passed here, so we are passing, it means that scanf will only get the first element. It doesn't mean that only the first value will be gets filled. The array in a scanf will add the values to this array sequentially. If we enter let's say my name Saad, so now the name first index will be S, character S, then name 1 will be A, so like that. So scanf will take care of this. Okay, and we have to revert this back to name, and we will print all the data which we got from the user by doing, I think, user information. And I think we should add the one line break here and one line break here as well, and we will write like the name, and name is an array, so for that there is a string, so it means we will define with the person as, and what we do here, and what we have to do here, we have to simply pass the name here and print f age for simply person D, Also we have to define a new line here, and we will use what do you mean, a grade. Okay, grade for your simply character here, and we will use a grade variable, and the last thing will be a balance, account balance. I think will be a name here, and for that it will balance is a float, but we will define the 2 decimal points here, and we will use that. Okay, and what we have missed, balance, variable name is balance. So now the code is completed. Let's just test this out, and we will compile our program and we will run it. So we will prompt for the interview age is 33, account balance, and we will use $1,000 for that, and your name, my name is Saad Salim. When we press enter, the user information name Saad Salim pending, perfectly fine. This is a stream of string characters from the array, age 33, grade, and account balance, which is perfectly right. Okay, so this is simple C code. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.